O'Hara. He's a pretty well-spoken guy. I'd like to play what he's had to say.
My name is Brian O'Hara, Brian, O''Hara. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. Good afternoon, and thank you all for your patience as we continue to gather the facts in this investigation into this truly unthinkable tragedy that happened here earlier today. I want to make sure that we are providing the most accurate information possible, particularly as we speak around our victims. At this point, we know we have a total of 19 victims from this tragedy. 2 were young children, ages 8 and 10, that were sitting in the pews at Mass when they were shot and killed. They were pronounced deceased on the scene. There were another 14 children between the ages of 6 and 15 that were injured by gunfire. There were also 3 adults in their 80s that were parishioners here attending Mass that were also shot in this incident. The families of all of the children that have been affected have been notified. The coward that shot these victims took his own life in the rear of the church. That coward has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman. No prior criminal history. As to the weapons used to perpetrate this horrific attack, there was a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. All 3 had been lawfully purchased by the shooter. At this stage, we believe that the shooter had acted alone. There is no indication of other suspects directly involved in carrying out this attack. Our investigators are working with other agencies in the process of executing 4 search warrants. 1 is for the church itself, where this crime occurred. The other 3 are residences nearby in the metro that are related to this shooter. Additional firearms are being recovered from those 3 residential locations as we speak. We are also aware of a manifesto that the shooter had timed to be released on YouTube. This manifesto appeared to show him at the scene and included some disturbing writings. That content has since been taken down with the assistance of the FBI, and it now remains under active review by our investigators. We know this community is reeling and is in pain. I want to ensure everyone in our community, this parish, all of the families affected, and all of our residents, that all of law enforcement collectively, local law enforcement, our county, our state, and all of our federal law enforcement partners have been here, and we are all working tirelessly to uncover the full scope of what happened, to try and identify a motive why it happened, and whether there are any other further details. We will continue to share updates as the investigation progresses, and we remain committed to being as transparent as possible while protecting the integrity of this investigation. In a moment, I will take some questions that I am able to answer, but first I want to bring up the principal of Annunciation School, Matt Du Bois.
So we're not going to listen to that. What we want to focus on really is the why, because clearly the shooter, who you see this picture of him on the screen, of her, Robin Westman, age 23, is deeply disturbed. Deeply disturbed. So with that being said, how did Robin Westman obtain 3 guns legally, a rifle, a shotgun, and a handgun, to take to this school and to just randomly start shooting people? How does that happen? And if there are any suggestions on how we can prevent mentally ill people from obtaining legally firearms, I would like to hear that, because this isn't the first time a mentally ill person has obtained legal firearms and has shot up a school or shot up a workplace. So what are the answers to that? How do we do that? Because it's easy to yell out suggestions, but if it can't in a practical way be put into a working model, then what are we talking about? What are we talking about? And just so you see this frequently, run, hide, and fight. And that is how civilians are told now to react to an active shooter. No more cowering down to the active shooter. Try to save yourself, run. Try to save yourself, hide. And if those two things don't work, fight. You know why you got to fight? You might say that's ludicrous, fighting someone with a gun. Well, the person with the gun is going to kill you. So do you want to give yourself a better chance at survival? So this is the mantra: run, hide, and fight. Just one of many suggestions that law enforcement and professionals use. And the number one that I love, and I say it on all the time, and it applies to many things, is if you see something, say something. Obviously, no one said anything about this person, about Robin Westman. No one said that she had been acting strangely. No one said that she's got a lot of hatred in her heart. Maybe this could have been prevented. But right now, we'll never know because it wasn't prevented. Mike.
Yeah, Bill, it could have been prevented if there was any sort of official notification to the police or to a psychiatrist. Maybe the family would try to get him into a hospital setting where he could be examined for like a week or two to figure out what's going on. If he's taking any psychotropic medication, does he need a change in that? What is, do a diagnosis. What is going on with him? Is it depression? Is it schizophrenia? Who knows? All kinds of different possibilities, but that needed to be done. It could have also happened that if the family had taken his firearms away from him, or if they called the police and had the police confiscate them, like a red flag kind of thing, that could have also helped, because he actually followed the law and got those guns legally. And there's no psychological test that you take before you get that. You fill out online. It's a computer thing. You fill out online a computerized generated form. I can't think of the code number, but it goes directly to the ATF. And then you get your firearm like a half an hour later or an hour later or something like that. But maybe there needs to be more time, and perhaps have people sign a waiver and actually have a doctor that knows them, release information to the ATF. But now you got the ATF doing 1,000 investigations a day. It's very cumbersome, but this could have been prevented if people had just actually taken charge of the situation and said, look, this person is acting strange. They have a firearm. We need to get that firearm away from them. And that's where family would come in, or the police would come in. But that's something that has to be done actively. Like you say, see something, say something, do something, but you need hands-on active intervention to get someone like this away from the firearms so that they could be helped if possible.